It's exactly a week's countdown before we welcome Chapter 9 of 12. Greetings to our global audience wherever you might be finding yourself. And many thanks for tuning in to tonight's edition. I'm Michael Madimba. In tonight's lead, the BRICS leaders announced earlier today the historic admission of 6 new countries from next year as the club of large and populous emerging economies seeks to reshape the global order. The BRICS, a bloc made up of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, agreed at their annual summit to make Argentina, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, as well as the United Arab Emirates full members from the 1st of January 2024. More context from this insert.
We have consensus on the first phase of this expansion process, and other phases will follow. We have decided to invite the Argentine Republic, the Arab Republic of Egypt, the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates to become full members of BRICS. The membership will take effect from the 1st of January 2024.
Closer to home, Zimbabwe's opposition leader on Wednesday accused the ruling ZANU-PF government of rigging and voter suppression as long delays marred the start of balloting in key districts in Zimbabwe's high-stakes elections. Now, as polling began to close in some voting stations, it was only starting in others, prompting opposition accusations of vote manipulation after a campaign marked by tension and a clampdown. Let's have a listen.
ZEC seems to have confirmed our fears that they will probably fail to pass the credibility test, the professionalism test, the independence test, and the constitutionality test, and more importantly, the non-partisanship test, because we don't expect ZEC to pitch camp with any side of the fighting or competitive sides in this election. The fact that they've targeted Harare, the fact that they've targeted Bulawayo is an indication that they are scared of people in the urban areas. They are scared of citizens in the urban areas. And if you look at the number of voters in Harare, we are talking of over 1.2 million registered voters who, in the main, have been disenfranchised. This is a clear case of voter suppression, a classic case of Stone Age, antiquated, analog rigging, where you say, find an excuse to say, we have all the other ballots, the presidential ballot is there, the parliamentary ballot is there. If you don't have the council candidates ballots, this is in Harare, where the ballots are being printed, but you have ballots for Uzumba, from Muzi, from Toko, where there is no printing press that prints ballots.
In last night's bulletin, we ran a story on about 50 youths who protested in solidarity with Economic Freedom Fighter member Michael Mshelelo. Mshelelo was arrested in March on allegations that he violated a court order that prevented him from protesting against youth unemployment. We now bring you the extended version of Mshelelo's statement.
Hengari and Nauyoma have since been released on bail of 5,000 Namibian dollar each. On Wednesday, protesters marched from Katutura Shoprite to Zoo Park in the Central Business District with a petition addressed to the Office of the Judiciary. Mshelelo and his sympathizers insist that he and his co-accused did not protest, but were merely informing the crowd about the High Court's order that prevented them from protesting on 21 March. Mshelelo addressed the protesters via a phone call. His wife, Julieta Mshelelo, also joined the crowd.
We must have young Mshelelos rising up in every part of this country so that it becomes a point whereby the prisons are filled with people fighting for justice and a righteous cause. Remember, we are not fighting for anything other than what was been promised by our forebears. And that is basically prosperity and a harmonious country that we are all supposed to live in. But unfortunately, 33 years down the line, we still have issues that have not yet been resolved. And these issues have not been resolved only merely due to the fact that we have a few greedy politicians who just want to enrich themselves and their families at the expense of the rest of the country. So
Amushelelo told protesters the judiciary's executive director Bernard Kakuri received the petition. The judiciary's executive director Bernard Kukuri received the petition. Reporting for Primetime News, Chokonia Nehemia.
Namibian Police Force Head of Community Affairs in the Otjiwarongo region, Inspector Maureen Beer, earlier today revealed that a female black rhino carcass with a bullet wound in the stomach was discovered by farm workers at a water hole inside a game farm situated in the Grootfontein district of the Otjiwarongo region last week. Beer added a bullet piece was also retrieved from the stomach of the animal by the police. No suspect has been arrested at this stage in connection with the matter, and police investigations continue. Stay tuned for the business segment. Welcome to the Primetime Biz segment, where business-related developments top the agenda. Managing Director of Trustco Group Holding and Trustco Bank, Quinton van Rooyen, says the Bank of Namibia's decision to immediately suspend Trustco Bank for a period of 6 months prejudices Namibians. Van Rooyen said this in an affidavit filed at the Windhoek High Court in an urgent application in which he wants an urgent interim interdict preventing the central bank from implementing a decision it took on the 18th of August to suspend Trustco Bank.
The application was heard on Thursday by Judge Boas Usiku. Van Rooyen wants the interdict order pending the review application which seeks to set aside the suspension. According to him, the Bank of Namibia decision is unlawful, unreasonable, unfair and irrational and undermines the Constitution and principles of natural justice. The suspension, he reiterated, will undoubtedly prejudice thousands of members of the public. Van Rooyen stated that as of the date of the final suspension notice on 18 August 2023, Trustco Bank was holding 18.9 million Namibian dollars in intercompany funds. The result of the suspension decision is that the respective Trustco Group holding companies will not have access to their funds, and this, given the sum of the money involved. Meanwhile, Bank of Namibia Governor Johannes Kavagap is currently attending the BRICS Summit in South Africa and as such could not file an affidavit. Instead, Bank of Namibia's Director for Banking Supervision, Antjoa Plaatje, submitted an affidavit seeking adequate time for the bank to file its replies. According to her, Trustco did not notify Bank of Namibia about their intention to file the urgent application. As such, their lawyers could not properly consult the relevant people at Bank of Namibia and draft papers, Plaatje said. Reporting for Primetime News, Ishmael Mukuvonda.
The Katutura Residents Committee earlier today accused the city of Windhoek of being selfish and inhumane because it allegedly refuses to heed their call to have the date of pensioners who demonstrated in June written off. Speaking at a press conference in Windhoek on behalf of the pensioners, Benestus Kandundu, the committee chairperson, said the city of Windhoek is failing to meet their needs in terms of the high utility debts, even after the peaceful demonstration held close to 2 months ago.
The pensioners, during their peaceful demonstration through Independence Avenue to City of Windhoek headquarters, demanded that their debts be written off, stressing that they are unable to pay off their accumulated water bills after the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Reading a petition on their behalf, Kandundu said the pandemic had a devastating impact on pensioners and the majority are left with substantial amounts of water debt. This has resulted in City of Windhoek disconnecting their water and electricity, as well as contracting Red Force debt collectors to recover the debt from the pensioners. The group said if they do not get a satisfactory response, they plan to hold a demonstration on 6 September 2023. They will then hand over another petition at the City of Windhoek and proceed to the office of the Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Erastus Uthani, to seek an audience. Reporting for Primetime News, Ishmael Mukvonda.
That concludes our top news segment for tonight. As we bid farewell to winter, spring is certainly around the corner with the warmer temperatures upon us. For tomorrow's detailed forecast, let's now turn our attention to the weather report. Welcome to Sport Planet, your go-to segment for all things sport in action. As the countdown to the Rugby World Cup begins, teams are in full gear with warm-up matches lined up before the global showpiece in France. For the hosts, Matthew Jalibert will start at fly half for Le Blues' final Rugby World Cup warm-up match against Australia this weekend. Head coach Fabien Galthié announced earlier today that Jalibert will stand in for the injured Romain Tamac, who will miss the tournament with a serious knee injury. Galthié's choice for Sunday's game in Paris is a strong hint that 25-time international Jalibert will wear the number 10 shirt against 3 times winners New Zealand and the World Cup opener on the 8th of September. On to the high-octane world of Formula One. Haas drivers Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg go into this weekend's Dutch Grand Prix with new contracts for next year at the American Formula One team. Haas is sticking with their tried and trusted driver combination from 2023 to spearhead what they hope will be a brighter future in 2024. Magnussen is in his 6th season with the outfit led by charismatic boss Günther Steiner. Hülkenberg secured their highest finish this term with 7th in Australia on his full return to Formula One racing. Between them, the pair are veterans of 346 races.
Okay guys, so you're gonna have to look at us too for another season. Sorry about that.
Another 12 months of beauty.
Yes, but we'll try and make it a good one. I think we've got some good stuff in the pipeline, and I'm certainly, and I know the same for Nico, gonna do the best we can to get back to where we want to be.
Yeah, let's stay at it, work hard, heads down. We're both excited to stay with you guys, and we're in this together.
Stay tuned for your sports roundup. And on that note, we've reached the end of tonight's newscast. Many thanks for making a date with us. Catch us on the morrow as we wrap this week's newscast. From myself, Michael Medimba, and the creative architects behind the scenes, it's good night.